You have to bear with me because as bad as I am on the PC, today we're on the phone, so even worse. Waiting on everybody to show up. But we are live from the man cave. See if I can't get my chat up. All messages. Sweet. Sweet. Anybody out there watching? We're in the man cave tonight. And a little different. If you think I'm bad on PC, we're live on the phone, so probably even worse. I'm sorry for that. I'll try and keep up with everything. This phone thing's a little freaky too. TH, I see it. I do like the phone because your chats pop up instantly. What's up, TH? Yeah, this is my man cave. We'll wait for a few more to get in here. I'm trying to figure out how to do it on my TV and this, but yeah, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. We're going to talk a little, give you an opportunity to ask Grumpy some questions. What's up, Wendy? How are you doing, darling? Give you an opportunity tonight to ask Grumpy questions. I can answer questions on anything, relationships, fishing, what the weather's like. What's up, Cammie? Anything y'all want to talk about, but we are here in the man cave. I'll give you a show around it in a little bit. Man cave, AKA my fishing building. So it's a little dark in here. I got as much light on as I do. I didn't take into account maybe streaming for it so many years ago when we built it. This started out as my boat garage 30 years ago. It was my boat garage, and I could actually put my boat in here. And as we had kids and they got older, I turned it into a gaming room. So I had a big table in here, and all my son's friends would show up, and they'd put all their Xboxes back then. All of them were on Xbox, none of them on PlayStation. They'd hook it into a local whatever LAN router, and we would sit here and play Halo all night. I was really shitty at Halo. That was where I first started playing games, and I was bad. I was that guy that nobody wanted on their team because I was 0-28, and I might as well have been playing on inverted because I centered at the top of the screen, I centered at the bottom of the screen, and either side. If I came to shoot at you, you were definitely safe. But yeah, Cammie, TH, Pixie, I know somebody's got a question. Ask me a question. If you can't tell, I love to talk. I talked my whole life. I was in sales for 25 years. I was a pretty good salesman. After that, I went to work for a school system as, of all things, a custodian. I retired from sales when I was 48. Stayed at home and fished literally every day for a year. Every day. It got to the point where I would wake up and it was like, really? Yes, TH, I do plan on streaming zombies. I think I'm going to wait for Black Ops 7. I've pretty much done everything in this one, and now I'm just on a round 14 directed mode. When they introduce a new gun, I go in there, and it takes 2.5 hours to the T to get it fully leveled up and unlock nebula camo on it. I have it down to a science in 2.5 hours. So I do enjoy my zombies. I'm excited about BO7 zombies if it's as good as what the trailer cinematics look like. According to what they said, we're going to get, 3 different versions. We're going to get a round based, an open world, and something kind of like, what was it in Cold War? They had the fire, whatever that was. So I'm excited about that. I had a good time in Cold War zombies. Played a lot with Wendy and a few others. So that was fun. But yeah, I do plan on playing some zombies on stream. Be fair, the only reason I stream is because of Hoppa. Much love to Hoppa. He encouraged me to do it and helped me to do it. I've got a whole list of people that I'd like to go through at some point and thank and let them know. RG's Big Star Farm. I love that name. I do love that name. What you up to? Been a while. It's been a while. How's all them pigs? How's all them pigs? How do I make myself appealing in job interviews? Also, I had to check out Cold War one day. Appealing in job interviews. Go into a job interview, know more about them than they know about you. Always, if you go on the internet and just Google questions for job interviews, it's going to give you, there's like a list of 25 questions, and you can rest assured in a job interview, the majority of your questions are going to come out of that list. The hardest thing for people to do, Cammie, is talk about themselves. So get used to talking about yourself. Stand in front of a mirror and talk about yourself. You know, you go into a job interview and one of the questions that you're always asked is, tell me something that you've done that is good, or tell me something positive about yourself. And people always struggle with that because they never think about what they've done, or people just don't like to talk about themselves. It's okay to talk about yourself. They want to know about you. They want to know how you play well with others, and how you can be a leader and a follower. There's nothing wrong with being a leader. There's nothing wrong with being a follower. There are places for both. Know what your weaknesses are. It's extremely hard for people to talk about their weaknesses. We all have weaknesses. I'm a great talker. Maybe I'm not a great listener. But you know, I think one of the biggest things with a job interview is, like I said before, know more about them than they know about you. Don't just go into a job interview. If you're going to interview with Joe Blow dry cleaners down the street, know about Joe Blow dry cleaners. Google them. See, you know, when they started their business, how long they've been in business for, what services do they offer. Think about how you as a person and how you as a worker can benefit them. Maybe that, maybe you know the secret sauce, you know. It's just know who you're going in there with and what you're going in there for, and base your answers. There's nothing wrong with coming up with your answers beforehand. Memorize your answers. There's nothing wrong with that. People do it every day. Don't lie, never lie, but have a good idea. If you have trouble thinking about what is good about you as a person and a worker, ask somebody else. Ask a parent, ask a brother or sister. You know, what do you like about me? If they say, hey, man, you've got a great personality, use that. If they say, hey, you're funny, use that. There's places for that in the workplace. There's people that's what they're good at in the workplace, and it keeps the workplace fun and nice to be at. It can't always be just put your nose to the grindstone in business. There has to be interactions that are good for everybody. What's up, Nick Nack? We were just talking about job interviews. You can ask anything you want to. Today we're just sitting in the man cave, basically shooting the bull. Was just trying to tell everybody a little bit about myself. I know Happa said he wanted to rate. I don't know if he even knows I'm on right now. That's fine. If you see me looking away, it's because I'm on my TV too, trying to watch Happa and everybody else. I've been through 4 job interviews. So, like I said, I was 48 when I retired the first time, went back to the school system as a custodian. The greatest job in the world. The greatest job in the world. I kid you not. Being a janitor is awesome. All you had to do was clean. And if you cleaned well, people were super happy, super happy. And you think, oh my God, you're just cleaning toilets all the time. Well, that's part of it, emptying trash. I'm 24 and have had jobs I legally can't say I had. That's okay. Find a way to use that. Find a way to use that. You don't have to say I have a job. You can say I have experience with, and use your job that you had. You don't have to say I worked for the Ford Motor Company when I was 10 years old. I have experience with automobiles. Just a lot of it's verbiage. You're not lying. You're not creating. Just use the verbiage that's available. Experienced. I'm experienced with this. What's up, Bo? I appreciate it. Thank you for the support, Bo. What's up, Rice? Obviously, Happa's come over here. Thank you, Happa. Like I was saying before, I love Happa. He got me started doing this Therefore, I probably hate him more than I love him. Serious Jerry, Dirty Kings, Warhawk, what's up? So we're just sitting here, and I was telling everybody else in the man cave, if you got questions you want to ask me, ask away. I got nothing to hide. I will tell you what up. Rory, Bird Dog, what's up, fellas? In a little bit, we'll go walk around the man cave, and I'll show you what's up, JDC. But yeah, back to what I was saying, Cammy. What's up, Tough? Element, what's good, Joe? Thank you all for being here. It means a lot. Damn, 50 people watching. That's tight. That's tight. There are people that have been streaming for years and don't have 50 people that ever watch. Doom, Unknown. It is, I appreciate it. It's, y'all are breaking me up. Soviet. But thanks to Hopper. I enjoy doing this. Puts a smile on my face. I love people. Like I said, I was telling them I was a little over 20 years in selling. I sold insurance, and then I retired. Went to work as a custodian for a school system. Decided I love doing it. It was a great job. Love doing it. They came to me and said, "Hey, you know, we've got this job that we think you'd be really good at." And it was trying to get more kids from our schools to go to college. It was a grant funded position called Gear Up. And they were like, "We think you'd be really good at it. Tape it. What's up? Why don't you?" Thanks for the sub, Doom. Why don't you apply for this job? Cammy, much like you, I didn't have any experience with school systems, etc. Working with kids in schools, I'd coached some, but I just told them about me. As long as you tell them about yourself. Do I fish with dynamite? I wish I'd have made a lot more money fishing if I used dynamite. Unfortunately, I didn't. But I applied for that job, and I was in an educational position where everybody I talked to on a daily basis was a doctor. They had a doctorate of education. And I decided I wanted a title too. So at the age of 50, I went back to school to get my MBA. I wanted to prove to myself that I was able to do it. I was the shittiest college student in the world, the shittiest. I was an athlete in college, and I could have cared less if I was showing up at college. But so I went back to school to get my MBA, and I got my MBA. And so then I could say that I got my MBA, and I was on par with people that were doctorates. I actually thought about going back to get my doctorate, but at that point in my life, it wasn't worth it. But I did that job for almost 10 years. It was good. I worked with a lot of kids, got a lot of kids that might not have went to college to go to a local community college or even some 4-year schools. Helped some. I wrote letters for a lot of them to get into certain colleges they want. I've got one that I wrote a letter for that she works for NASA now, and that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And she always thanks me for my letter. State of California taxed me good. Dirty King don't even talk about taxes. It's, oh God. So you save your whole life. My wife and I saved our whole lives just to, when we want money from what we saved, to get 35% taxed right off the top. It sucks. Because when I lose money in the stock market, they don't come to me and say, "Hey, we hate that you lost money in the stock market. Hey, here's a little on us." No, they're not giving me 35% back on my damn taxes. Dirty King, I love fishing. What's up, Element? Did I hear that? The girl works for NASA. Yeah, she does. She works for NASA now. She was wonderful. Girl was smart, but one of the people, to me, there are always two kinds of people: those that have to work hard at being smart, like my sister. My sister is a CPA and one of the smartest people I know, but she's smart because she works at it. She reads, she stays on top of what's going on with everything, and she has to work at it. If you ask my sister to add 2 + 2, she's going to take out a calculator, then she's going to take out a pencil and a piece of paper, and she's going to double check the answer is 4 16 times before she tells you 4. Me? Hell, I just go with 4. I was always fortunate, and I had a mind that worked really funky, and it was easy for me. For her, it wasn't. I guess that's why she's successful these days. I'm sitting here talking to all y'all. Carp fishing's cool, Rice. Carp fishing's cool. They will pull your string for sure. Tape it. She's a woman. Of course, my sister's a woman. That's serious. She's never on the serious. Never on. My dad, God love him, he's 82 years old. Show us your PC setup later. It's all the way down in the house. I'm in my man cave right now, tough. But I will show you my PC next time I'm on my PC. My PC came from Brawlist. Brawlist was another one. Love him to death. He got me into this. Brawlist actually sent me his PC for nothing. I did donate to him on stream a couple of times to pay for the PC because I couldn't take it for nothing. But Brawlist and Hoppa, there are others. I mean, I've watched Ed Schism. I watched Joker Meta. I watched, who else have I watched? I watched Skibby stream some. I know I'm leaving people out, and I'm sorry. But they've all, Scott, Endangered Smurf, he got me he encouraged me to stream. There's a lot of people. Wendy, she is, I do own all Brawless nudes. He's a sexy man. Iceman, yeah, I watched Iceman. What's up, Iceman? Iceman was my first foray into being on stream. When we were playing zombies in MWZ, Iceman actually did a clip where I called in a juggernaut and threw it up in front of the tank, that you had to protect in the first dark ether, and it started floating down, and all you could hear was Iceman going, "No, no, no, don't kill me." Well, shit, smack right on top of the tank, killed the tank. We failed the contract. I thought Wendy was going to kill me. Iceman started laughing. Wendy started cussing me. But yeah. So yeah, he got me into my first foray of being on YouTube. Or All Official, I do watch you, still watch you with Path of Exile and Path of Exile 2. Yes, you were on my list. It gives me a headache to watch because I have no idea what in the world you're doing there. But I do watch. There have been a lot. Space Dan, I watch Space Dan a lot. All these people, Bird Dog, I watch Bird Dog. I watch Disabled Gamer, DG. I enjoy watching people. To me, it's cool. But any questions? The world is your oyster right now. You can pick Grumpy's mind for anything. I will tell you everything I have about me except my bank account numbers and my credit card numbers. My wife takes away my debit card because, as you'll see in a moment, I love to spend my money. What's up, Papa? Had to switch out keyboards. But that Warhawk guy, yeah, I know. He is, he got shadow banned, perma banned. I don't know. Started in a brother's channel. Yeah, that's where I started with all this because I was looking for people to play with. And I did. I was in the brothers channel and they did Warzone streams, and then one thing led to another, and now I've been in Happa's stream for almost 2.5 years. Best people in the world. Frank has helped me more than I could even say. Wendy has helped me more than I can say. Hoppa is, like I said, just been a godsend. Why was I affected by the storm, Rory? We weren't here in my town too much. Rivers got high, it closed some roads and stuff, but no, not like other places. There were some washouts and stuff, but not as bad as other places. What type of fish do I fish for? I bass fish. That's what I do. Occasionally, my dad will want some walleyes to cook and eat, but I don't eat fish. Strangely enough, I love to fish. But I can't stand to eat fish, so I just bass fish. I fish for money. Salmon, same reason you started way back when. Yeah, just if you've never fished, or even if you have fished, you can go fishing and nothing else in the world matters at the moment except the time that you're spending there fishing. You could have the worst problems in the world. Activision should be sued for charging people $100 for BO6. It's a business, tough. It's a business. Noodling JDC, I would never noodle. That would scare the absolute shit out of me. There's some big old catfish out there. And I'm a big old fat boy that don't float. You would think as fat as I am, I'd float, but I don't. I sink. Bass fishing is where it's at, though. You'll see here in a minute. I'll show you. This is just part of what I spend my money on. I spend way too much of it. but it is the greatest thing in the world. I could get out there on my boat and just, I like to catch fish, don't get me wrong, but even out on my boat, if I'm not catching fish, it's okay. I'm thinking about nothing else except being out there and fishing. My son goes with me a lot. My granddaughter goes with me a lot. My wife goes with me every now and then, and she'll take a book. I can't even get her to put on a bathing suit, so I have something sexy to look at. So yeah, you'd think, wow, you got this big old lake here. There ain't hardly anybody on it. You got all these secret sanctity places. Maybe we could sneak into one of those. No, hell no. No, she comes out there covered from head to toe. That white, stupid, silicone, mercury-based looking sunscreen on. Won't even let me touch her. Meanwhile, she reads a book back there. So I really had to fish. Does Frank's accent annoy you? Frank's accent does not annoy me. If I had my druthers, I would get Frank to do audiobooks, and I would let my wife read them at night before she went to bed because she thinks Frank's voice is sexy as hell. Can't take it when you leave. That is very true. That is very true. But unfortunately, my kids can take it when I leave from this place, and it is all set up for them. So, yeah, it is all set up for them and my granddaughter. We definitely wanted to make sure our granddaughter was well took care of when we leave this fine place. So she will be. But first, we got to put her through school. So we got a few years. My granddaughter will be 5 years old in October. So we got another 13 years of growth to get her through school. So hopefully the good Lord's willing and the stock market don't crash, we can do that. Fishing with my buddy, just sitting there in the moment, a case of beer, not a care in the world. I'm sorry to hear that, Rice. It is so I started fishing when I was 28 years old with this man that owned the boat shop out here. His name was Roy. And Roy kind of took me under his wing. I'd fished, but never really bass fished. And Roy kind of took me under his wing and taught me the ins and outs of bass fishing. And we fished, back then it was called the Fisherman's Bass Circuit, 185 boats a tournament. And Roy owned the boat shops. And needless to say, Roy always had the finest boats with the biggest motors. And Roy loved to take off dead last because he wanted to try and pass everybody from one end of the lake to the other. And we, by God, did. And when we got there, it was the funniest thing. We went to a fishing tournament on Lake Hickory in Tennessee, and it was a 2-day tournament. All those were 2-day tournaments. Saturday, we run 78 miles. Had to stop and get gas because back in it was a 2-stroke, and they got about 2 miles to the gallon. So we had to stop and get gas on the way up there and the way back to the dam. We got up to the dam and we caught the ever-living shit out of them. Come back to weigh in, we're leading the tournament. We are in hog heaven. Tournament was like $100,000. Basically, it was a truck and a boat. Totaled up to about $100,000 with a little cash thrown in, and we're in hog heaven. We're leading after day one, and we got a solid lead. We got like a 3-pound lead, and I mean, we are just like, we have got this. One of us is going to be driving home a new boat and truck. The other one's going to be driving the Ford Bronco and the Stratus home. We are in. Second day, get up, and hell, we don't even sleep at night. So much adrenaline. We're just counting our money. And don't even go to sleep at night. We're just sitting up talking about it. Next morning, I dump him in. We get in the boat, and here we go. 78 miles that second day, all the way back up to the dam. We get up there, and we're like, oh, nobody around. We got it all to ourselves. We come back in for weigh-in that day, don't have a damn fish. We were too stupid to realize that if there's no current flowing in this river lake, that the fish ain't biting. They ain't biting up there. So we went from a new boat and a truck to tucking our tail between our legs and going home. Done that quite a few times. Bass is fishing under everything you see. True. You didn't fill them with weights? No, Newport, we didn't. We didn't. No, I can honestly say I've never cheated. Never cheated. The smell of the 2-stroke, though, was awesome, serious. It was whole awesome. Them things would fire up, and you'd just see that big puff of smoke go out across the lake, and you'd get that smell. 4-stroke we got now don't get the same effect, but I do love it when I croak my 4-stroke and it starts purring. They are the best memories, Rice. But yeah, much like your buddy, Roy died 6 years ago. he passed away. Roy was a little older than me and like to broke my heart. They asked me to speak at his funeral, and I'm a pretty strong guy, and I just broke down. But I miss him and thank him every day for what he taught me. And I still love to go fishing. When Roy got older, I'd go fishing. We started fishing down in Alabama in some trails, and Roy was too old to go. But on the way home on Sunday nights, he'd call me every night that we fished down there to ask me how it went and what it was like. Get out of my room and leave my pills alone, serious. I told you them little blue pills, they are special. They need to make them for a woman, though. I don't need them so much as my wife. You live near the beach and we have a few piers at my house you can fish off. That is fun. My daughter lives on the water on the eastern coast of North Carolina, and they've got a big dock down there. And when I go to visit her, I'll just go down there and sit and kill time. More likely to catch a snake than I am a fish down there because they got big old eastern diamondbacks and big old water moccasins. And the other day she sent me a picture. She works for a timber company, and she sent me a picture. She has to go out in all these timber tracks, and most of them are surrounded by creeks and stuff that she has a portable bridge in the back of her truck that she has to throw out the portable bridge and go across. And the other day she sent me a picture. She had went across a portable bridge, and in the middle of that big creek was a big old alligator, about 8 foot long. And I was like, better you than me, darling. Roy taught me a lot. Roy was a good man. He was like a second dad to me. He did. I was fortunate to know Roy. He got me on, back when he got me on a plan where I got a boat free for a year. And then at the end of the year, I had to pay for it. But for a year, I got to use the boat for free, and they were easy to sell, and you get another one. That's what you do. You get one, use it for a year, then sell it because you got it at cost. So it was cool. First time my cousin got drunk off the dock into the water. I don't drink when I'm fishing most of the time because most of the time I'm fishing in tournaments, and fishing in tournaments, that's one of the big no-nos. No drinking, no drugs. You finish in the top 5, usually you get a lie detector test. So that is one of the questions they ask you. Yeah, I sent that to Hoppy. It was a monster. She sends me pictures and stuff all the time. I've seen water moccasins that had just recently ate something and were so fat they wouldn't get out of the road, and she's over there trying to nudge it out of the road with a big stick. Yeah, I know, a lie detector, it sucks. If you want to know what it's like for your butthole to pucker up so tight you couldn't shove a 10-penny nail up it, go take a lie detector test. That ain't no fun. You cannot be lying. Tell him 100% the truth, and you swear that you're lying. It is crazy. Imagine your girlfriend and wife showed up at the tournament. I can honestly say since I've been married, I haven't had a girlfriend. My wife wouldn't be too keen on that. But I always did tell my wife, always told my wife, if Demi Moore ever knocked on my door and said, "Take me, big fella," my wife was out of here. She was out of here because Demi Moore is my dream woman, right next to my wife. I thought in G.I. Jane, when Demi Moore had the shaved head, sexy as hell. I loved it. Sexy, pure sexy. In case you don't know, I do dip, so I'm sorry. But no more questions for me? That's kind of disappointing. I love answering questions. It's like one big, like Cammy was asking, one big interview. Love a Bowley. Jesus. Oh man, G.I. Jane, Demi Moore, God, she was so sexy. Oh, that was so sexy. And I do think short hair on women is sexy as all get out. I do. Women in hats and sexy as all get out. Ask anything, Cammy. I don't care. I'll tell you the truth. Like I said, no bank account numbers, no credit card numbers. My wife takes my debit card away from me. Wendy can tell you that because I spend way too much money. What's up, Gary? Thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Hoppa, for raiding. 31 people here. I don't know what to say. Like I said, that means the world to me because a lot of people will do this for years and not get 31 people on a stream. And here y'all are. I appreciate it. I'm not much to look at, but I've got a good personality. See, Cammy, that's one of the things. See, that people say something positive about yourself. I have an amazing personality. I'm a social chameleon. I can talk to anybody about anything. I I can be country as country needs. I can be the city slicker. What's on the wall behind you? Plugs. I'll show you how. All right. Did she ever get you some peanut M&Ms? She did give me peanut M&Ms. She went out last night and I told her, bring me some peanut M&Ms. And she hit me over the head a few times, but she did bring me peanut M&Ms. I got a good woman. I definitely outkicked my coverage. She thought I was rich. I thought she was rich. Both of us poor as dirt, but it worked out. It worked out good. The gift of gab. Newport, I do have the gift of gab. That's what my dad always said. Looks like bait. Here, I'll show you. Oh, you have to kind of bear with me because I was trying to. So this is my man cave. We got the TV right there. It's a small TV now, but it does have YouTube, smart TV. If you look outside there, most of this stuff here is junk. There's the baby crib. All that stuff over there is my son's stuff. I've got way too many rain suits. There's probably 4 or 5 rain suits hanging over there. My grandfather, when he passed away, I don't know what you can see here. My grandfather, when he passed away, they left me all these deep sea fishing rods that I just keep up here for old time's sake. One of my buddies, he's in the military. When he left to go to the military, he left his rods up here. Most of those I gave him. These are spares. They only get used occasionally. Most of them are deep cranking rods, so I don't use them a whole lot. There's a couple spinning rods there, but most of them are deep cranking rods. I got an extra jerkbait rod there. I've got a couple flipping sticks for heavy grass. Baits. You want baits? All right, so we'll start here. These are all swim baits. Most of them Kitex. You got some zooms here. We got some zoom paddle tails. My spot baits. Let's see. Those are my spot baits. When the spots are getting ready to spawn, they love those. What else down here? We got bluegill baits. I love to throw a good swim bait. Over here we got big old worms, big old Zoom old monsters, mag worms, my fluke collection, bunches of flukes. Flukes are a really good bait. If you're going to go fishing, that's one bait I tell you never to leave home without. It's a fluke. Over here, let's see, we got bandits. We got some lucky crafts. We got strike kings, rapalas. We got some firetails. We got buzz baits, Booger Man. Best buzz bait in the world, loudest in the world, Booger Mans. We got grinders, pretty good. Booyah's got a clacker, so they're pretty good. Bunch of jigs and frogs, some jackhammers. What else we got down here? Bunch of lead heads and stuff for the swim baits. We got some coal shads. These are big old swim baits. Coal shad's pretty good. Over here we got all flipping baits. These are flipping in the grass. We got some toads. You can pull through grass. Bunches and bunches and bunches of flipping baits. So I fish in Alabama, so you have to punch grass. Over here, more hooks, lead heads, Ned rigs, got swim jigs for the grass, just regular flukes up here to use on drop shots. We got robo worms for drop shot and some KVD drop shot baits. Assorted Zoom trick worms for floating worms, tons of spinner baits in here. I don't know if you can see in here. This stuff's all stuff that's not in the boat too. This is my boxes of lures. This is my special lure. Can you see that? 12 inches long. That lure right there is worth its weight in gold. I've been offered $1,000 for that lure. It's worth its weight in gold. That's handmade. Google Depths 250 by Butch Brown. Anymore. People come up with me all the time. It sits up in here in lock and key. So you can see I got lots of fishing stuff. I got stuff in boxes that I hadn't even took out of boxes yet. I hadn't even took them out. Oh, it's crazy. I spend way too much money doing this stuff. But I love it. I got boxes. All these big boxes are full of baits. Crazy. When I die, hopefully my wife won't sell my stuff for what I told her I paid for it. West Monroe, Louisiana. 12-inch, no way, American inches. Yeah, 12 American inches. It's a big bait that I need a big rod to throw on, but it'll catch them. It catches great old big ones. When the duck guys were on TV, I could see you with the show, Grumpy. I would love to have a show. So my internet here is better lately. It ain't great internet, but I bought a Starlink mobile unit. And so when we go back to Alabama, I hadn't been to Alabama in 3 years because of health things. But now surgeries and stuff, I've got it sorted, and I wanted to go back to Alabama at least one more time. So me and my buddy are going to go back and fish the trail again in Alabama. And my plan is to take the Starlink and do live while we fish the tournament. You can go on TV and look if you've got Sports South, Valley, the Alabama Bass Trail. It's pretty cool. 225 boats, and it's head and shoulders the best run tournament there's ever been in the world. It is great. Pays, I think this year it's $15,000 first place, but it pays 42 places, I think. So we cash some checks in there, which is pretty cool because we don't get to go down there and fish near as much as I'd like. Most of the time we drive down there on a Thursday and fish on Saturday. So realistically, you had a day and a half to practice. I was on the show a couple of times. They had cameras in our boat. So it's cool. It's neat to see yourself on television. That's what I plan on doing, Cammy. I plan on live streaming it because most of the lakes down there are rivers and it's pretty open. And so you get good internet service. All right, Sirius, you be sexy and I will lay off the blue pills, I promise. Yeah, it is. It's fun. Down there, it's all, I love it. I tried to get my wife to buy a house in Alabama because I like it so much. The lakes are like 12, 14 foot deep and it's full of grass and it's just cool. Yeah, Rice, Starlink is good for that. When my internet went out for like 2 weeks up here, I bought the Starlink mobile so I could use it. It works really good. I was tickled to death. Yeah, TH, I know. That's where those guys got caught. Did you see they had to sell their boat? They sold their boat for like $80,000. They forced them to sell it, and then they had to pay back so much where they got caught putting those big weights up in the fish and those walleye tournaments. Crazy. I can't imagine it. It's not worth it to cheat. You don't have any U.S. channels like outside of the news ones. Cammy, if you go online, you can look up Alabama Bass Trail, and you can watch them online. It's pretty cool. It is neat. I was always amazed because you pull up 225 trucks and boats, and you pull up in the parking lot, and the first thing I'd think of every time I went into the parking lot was, my God, how much money is just sitting here in the parking lot? You figure, I priced a new boat the other day. It was $105,000. $105,000. And you got to get a truck to pull it with. So if you buy a new truck, we'll go with a moderate, conservative, nice truck, $75,000. So you're looking at $180,000, and that's not counting anything in the boat like rods, reels. In my boat right now, I think my wife counted 48 rods and reels, and I've got probably 20 boxes of lures that's in there, and I've got a box. I've got like right across from there beside I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 boxes full of nothing but crankbaits at an average of probably $10.99 a crankbait. Yeah. After finance over $200K. You damn right, Tough. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you figure there were 225 of those rigs, and nobody came in the 1988 Ranger. Every one of them had brand new rigs. My boat's at 2019, and that's what we're going to fish out of it this year. And I guarantee when I get down there, I've got the oldest boat and truck in the parking lot. These guys bought new trucks and new boats every year. What's up, Roasted? Thank you for being here. But it's cool. I've got something for everything. Thank you, Roy, for that. But it's neat. My wife will, hopefully she'll just open the door here and sell everything here and let people come in and buy here. I told her if I ever die to sell everything, $3 for a bag of worms, $5 for any hard baits. I figure there's probably Oh, in this building right now, probably easy $40,000 worth of baits. So I figured that'd put her at somewhere just around 25,000 cash just to do what she wanted, go on a trip. Go on a trip. A 99 boat. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with the boat, son. Whatever gets you up and down the lake, it don't matter if it's brand new or 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old. If it gets you up and down the water and you can enjoy it, son, there ain't nothing wrong with it. Fish is what matters. I can guarantee you, ain't nobody caught a fish doing 80 miles an hour, but hell, it's fun getting to them. I'd use a blow-up raft. Blow-up raft, my daughter, Grumpy's 401k. Grumpy's 401k. Thankfully, I haven't touched my 401k. I can't afford to touch it. Blow-up raft. My daughter, like I said, she lives on the coast of eastern North Carolina, and they use paddle boards. They have a fishing yak, kayak that they have. They also have a boat, but it's just a little old 15-footer with a 15 horsepower motor on it. My son-in-law tried to take me out on that thing the last time I was down there, and I was afraid it'd sink with my fat ass in it. So I was like, no, thank you. No. So next time down, I'm going to pull my boat. It's about 6.5 hours, and I'm going to pull my boat and take him out on the boat. When he's up here, they go fishing with me. So it's pretty cool. It is. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it. I guess I could have flipped around the camera when I was showing you the baits. But yeah, imagine using an old 99 with a... Oh, absolutely. Hey, I've been beat by guys, and we went to Kerr Lake one time, which is on the eastern part of North Carolina, down on the other side of Raleigh, up north of Raleigh. And the water was so high, they'd had so much rain that I couldn't even get my boat underneath the bridges. And the guy that won was in a John boat with a tiller steer. Because why? He could get it under the bridges and he could get back to those backwaters and flip bushes. Meanwhile, we couldn't get in anywhere because the water was so damn high you couldn't get in through the bushes and the trees. So yeah, they have their place. Fishing up a river, I've wanted to buy a river John boat with a jet drive, but my wife won't let me, just so I can get through there. Yeah, it don't make no difference. Whatever, like I said, whatever gets you through, hey, it don't make no difference. Most of those guys that have those boats that are $125,000, $100,000 and them big old trucks, you got to pay the piper sometimes. Sometimes you got to pay the piper. We used to call a lot of people when I used to fish a long time ago. My dad always taught me if you can't pay cash for it, you don't need it. And that was hard sometimes. I financed my boats and trucks up until, and it was hard. You know, some months it'd be like, how am I going to pay this? How am I going to pay this? And we used to call those guys credit card rich. And because at the end of the year, they had that credit card bill that was steep. But I was fortunate. We made money. I'll never forget when me and my wife got married, we never had hardly anything when we got married. I worked as a hotel desk clerk, and she worked at a craft shop right beside the hotel that I worked at. And we had nothing. Had our first kid 2 years after we got married, and we were in even worse shape. And so her first engagement ring back then, that was in 1987, I bought it for. Her first engagement ring cost me $300, and that was every dollar I had. And one year, me and Roy fished, and we won pretty much everything coming and going. And as we'd win, nothing huge, just local trail tournaments and pot tournaments and stuff like that, but everything we win, we put in an envelope and we put it in the glove compartment of his Ford Bronco. And we didn't pay any attention. If we needed money to pay an entry fee, we took it out of the envelope, and what we won, we put back in the envelope. And at the end of the year, we split $10,000, and that was $5,000 each. And to me, that was like, wow. And I went out and bought my wife a right proper engagement ring with the $5,000. So sad thing is, she don't even wear it today. It's in the bank vault because it means that much to her. Let's see, the truck and the boats are tools to make money. The trucks and the boats can be tools to make money. Yes, they can also be tools to lose a lot of money. At the end of the day, like I said, you got 225 boats and one takes home the big payday. The others get paid, but not near as well as that one. And when you go to Alabama, when we go to Alabama, it's mostly guides from Alabama. Guides and pros. I don't know how many of you's watched Jordan Lee fishes, Gerald Swindle fishes, Scott Canterbury fishes it. the Wiggins brothers, Jesse and Jordan Wiggins. So you got some hammers. Paid cash for my only hot rod, but it's been costing me plenty for upkeep. I agree. What is it they used to say about a boat? Something about another 1,000, put another 1,000 in it. It's always something. Ain't nothing I respect more than someone busting their butt for what they own. I agree, tough. I agree. It's, my son always argues with me, and I'm very fortunate. I've got a son and a daughter. My son's 35, my daughter's 30, and they've both done very well. But he always argues with me that it was easier when I was younger to get things because he wants me to hurry up and die so he can have the boat and truck. He'll make no qualms about it. He's like, and I'm like, why don't you just go out and buy one? You make good money. You make really good money. Do I know the Muffin Man? Do you know the Muffin Man? I can sing it. How much does a tournament pay a winner, Grumpy? The ones in Alabama, the top 225 will pay 15 grand to win. The top 100, which we're going to fish this year, is 25,000 to win. So, I mean, it's nice. It's nice. Definitely not life-changing. But anytime you get a check, you feel proud. You feel proud anytime you get a check in one of those things, just knowing that the top 100 that we'll fish this year is just 100 boats and trucks, and they pay 15 places. So if you get a check in those, even if it's a 15th place check, you feel like you've accomplished something. Hey, Boom, what's up, buddy? How's the world of music? It's good to see you too. Thank you for being here and hanging out, Boom. I appreciate it. Miss Jeannie, how are you doing, Miss Jeannie? So just a little something different tonight. No gaming, just shoot the bull. Shoot the bull with, yeah, it is pretty good money for a day's work, tough. So this year we're going to go down and we'll go down this year on Wednesday mornings. We'll usually get up here and wake up and hit the road about 3 o'clock our time. We gain an hour when we get down there. So it usually puts us down there about 7 or 8. I was happy winning a t-shirt when I compete. Hey, t-shirts are cool. T-shirts are cool. Yeah. Hey, winning's fun. Winning is fun. Winning is fun. Hey, I don't care what you win. It's fun. You can win at tiddlywinks and it's fun. Losing sucks. I hate losing. I'm a good loser. I appreciate the fact that everybody does everything they do to win. When we get in Grumpy merch, see, if you got Grumpy merch, here's the thing about Grumpy merch. Everybody has this merch and it's like size small to extra large. That is bullshit. If you get Grumpy merch, we're going to start out with 2XL and we'll go up to 6XL. We're going to have merch for real country strong men. That's what we're going to have. But no, losing sucks. I hate losing, but it's a fact of life. Yeah, I was a kid winning the fishing derby. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I go down here and fish Tuesday nighters, and you win to win. Usually I'll win like $200. It don't make any difference. Hell, I won. And there are 20 of those in the classic. Now, the classic pays about $3 grand. But yeah, corn fed, potato fed, steak fed. Yes, sir, we're country strong here. But I didn't always used to be a big boy. When I played in college, my playing weight was about 180 pounds. After that, it's like twins now. Now I'm down to 275. The doctor said I had to lose weight for some strange reason. I was like, well, me and the doctor argued. I was like, I'll go out there and sling your ass around the parking lot right now, buddy, if you think I'm out of shape. Oh, well, you're obese. I was like, I'm not obese. I can still go out there and walk and run. See Miss Jeannie Knight. Thank you for stopping by. Much love. I can go out there and dust you around the parking lot right now. Just because I'm a big boy don't mean I'm an out of shape boy. I ain't taking no heart meds right now. But I did need to lose weight. I did. It was kind of tough for the wife to wrap her arms around me. I want to kick flip challenge at skate park. Something I never could do was ride a skateboard. Never could do. I couldn't ride a skateboard for shit. Matter of fact, cool story. The other day, my dad called me and he was like, man, we're cleaning out our building up here. And some of the stuff in there is yours from when you were a kid. And I was like, man, I don't have anything in there from when I was a kid. My comic book collection's in my old bedroom at the house. I was like, Dad, there's nothing in there. And he's like, you might want to come up here and look. I was like, okay. So I went up there and looked, and there was a skateboard in there that I got when I was 8 years old for Christmas one year. It's 51 years old, a skateboard. And the trucks on it and all the bearings were still primo. They needed a little bit of oiling, but they were still primo. Sure thing, tough. And I got it out of there and brought it home and cleaned it. Yeah, Rice, they are worth a fortune. I have a lot of first editions. Yeah, they're part of my kids' inheritance. I don't even touch them. They're all sealed up in a box. What's up, Rory? A longboard? I can't even ride a longboard. I am terrible balance. Terrible. I don't even like to ride a bicycle. 2 wheels? No, thank you. I have terrible balance. Since I've been a kid, I had terrible balance. Now, I could ball out on the basketball court, but I couldn't ride shit. Nothing. Jordan's awesome. Jordan's awesome. What's up, Palin? It's good to see you here. Thanks for hanging out and coming by. I appreciate it. I would love to get down and fish Jordan again. Love to. I haven't fished it in probably 20 years, and now it's 100 times better than it was 20 years ago. Broken bones are overrated, and I destroyed my body. That's for sure. When my mom passed, I found all my trophies from my wife. Oh yeah, TH. I hate that your mom passed, but parents never get rid of anything. They don't get rid of anything. My mom, when my whole family retired at the same time, we all worked together in the insurance business, and we all decided that it was our time to get out. And so we all retired at the same time, and we were going through stuff at our old office. My mom pulled out this big old tub, and she was like, do you want any of this stuff? And it was all the letters I'd got from college coaches, and there was some pretty cool stuff in there. There was one from University of California, and it was a poster of all their cheerleaders that they'd signed and stuff. I kept that one. And but it was just full of letters and stuff and coaches, and yeah, I was like, no, I enjoyed it while it was then, but different person now. Yeah, your parents don't get rid of anything. It's cool. I've got old albums and stuff that my mom kept, and it was fun. My parents took me all across the country to different camps for basketball, and I'll never forget that. Never forget that. My dad, when I finally chose the school I wanted to go to, I stayed close to home because I'd never been away from home really. So I stayed close to home, and my dad was kind of disappointed that I went to a small school around home. And yeah, that caused a lot of strain on our relationship for a lot of years because he wanted me to be one of the ACC boys, and I didn't want to go away to school. But it was cool. I had all kinds of college coaches come visit me at my house, and people that y'all wouldn't even know now. Bill Foster was a legend back in the day, and we fed him at my house when he came to visit and offer. And University of Pennsylvania, if I had one thing to do over again, I probably would have went to the University of Pennsylvania and went to their Wharton School of Business and been a billionaire by now. So, yeah, but thank you everybody for hanging out. If I've missed anybody, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, but I thought, just being cool to see who Grumpy is and know what Grumpy is and know all about Grumpy. Miss Grumpy went to play pickleball. She's also, I didn't know if you see it when I was over there showing you stuff. She's got a big old paddle board over there. She loves to paddle board. So I bought her a big old paddle board. How they come to your house to have dinner. Newport, they do. Yeah. Back then, especially, because I live in a really small town. I've lived here my whole life, and we don't have shit for restaurants. If you want Mexican, what's up, HSD? How's it going? If you want Mexican now, there's all kinds of Mexican restaurants around here. But back then, we didn't have any restaurants. So when they came to visit, my mom just made dinner for all of us. And then we'd sit at the dining room table, and they'd give me their spiel, and I eventually had to make up my mind. It was fun. It was cool. It was neat to go through that process. And then I got to share it again when my son got ready to go to college. He played baseball in college at the University of Tennessee. So it was neat to go through it with him as well. And thankfully, he made a better choice than I did. And he actually went somewhere that was big. It was neat watching him on TV and stuff like that. You too, Gary. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you're here. It is cool to meet. So much today is yeah, just online interaction, and it's sad and great at the same time. Um, Unfortunately, as you get older, we go out to eat with some friends, but that's about it anymore. Yeah, so it is cool. I'm glad y'all can see me. Glad y'all can see me. See, I have a really hard time growing facial hair. Brawlist has got me beaten. He ain't been growing it but for about a month. And Hoppa's beard. My son can grow a beard in like a day. I hate him for that, but I also love him for that because I don't have to shave every day. I shave about twice a week. Yeah, talking to people never gets old. As you can tell, I love to talk. I'm a talker, but you know, Grumpy posing with a Heisman. I didn't pose with the Heisman. Back then, it was different. I would love. I don't regret any decision I've ever made in my life, and I've made some dumb ones, but they made me who I am today. But I don't miss what was. But I would definitely love to be an athlete in today's world. My God, I was good, really good. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I was good. My sophomore year, I was one of the top 150 players in the nation in basketball. Imagine what I could get paid today if I'd have kept working and keep working today. Holy jeez, I could be like Carson Beck driving a Lambo around campus. It's unreal. Let's rocking the Amish Band-Aid. Hey, it looks good on him. It looks good on him halfway down your chest. I can't grow facial hair. I can't. It behooves me. I don't even have hair under my arms, I'm sad to say. Have you played any Need for Speed? I did when my son was like 7, 8 years old. I had a buddy, and after my son would go to sleep, he'd come over and we'd play Need for Speed. We played Midnight Racing Club. We played FIFA soccer. We played, I can't remember what it's called now, DBZ, where it was like ice hockey and you could pull out this chainsaw and lop people's head off. We played stuff like that, yeah. Donate some hair to Brawlers. I ain't got no hair either, tape it. And what I do have is like, look at that, it's white. That's what kids will do to you. It's what a wife will do to you. My God, my hair's all white. Mine was halfway down my chest, and when I shaved it, it looked 20 years younger. I watch videos of people shaving off their beards, and it's like, wow. It does. It's. Can you imagine Hopper with no beard? I bet he'd look 20 years younger. I guarantee it. I've had white hair since I was 25. Mine started when I was about 30, Newport. About 30, I started going gray, and now it's just white. I used to wear fades, Cammy. I love fades. I used to wear fades, but when it started getting white, it started looking stupid. I used to get a flat top fade. I love military haircuts. For me, they're just, like I said, G.I. Jane, Demi Moore was sexy as hell. I love short hair, and I love flat top, high top fades. Feels funny on your face when it's gone. Yeah, I can imagine it feels funny on your face when it's growing. Yeah, Newport. When I shave my head when it's cold, I kick myself in the hind end every time because I'll go out on the boat and it's cold. It is cold. I got smart in my old age and started buying toboggans. Oh, bad habit, dipping skull, bad habit. I would have shaved my goat, but her and my kids play with it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. My granddaughter will play with my son's beard when he grows it out. I've shaved my head since I was a kid. I grew my hair out when I was in college. I went to college like August the 8th and didn't see my parents until my first ball game, which was in the end of October, the 1st of November, and I've been growing my hair out. And I had a rat tail. Rat tails were popular in the 80s. If you're my age, had a rat tail, and my girlfriend had braided it. And my parents showed up for my game, and they showed up early to go out to dinner go eat before the game. So they got to the campus at like 1 o'clock after my classes, and I met them and we were going to dinner. And we didn't make it to dinner because my dad took me to the barber shop to get the rat tail and all my hair cut off. Yeah. Yeah, rat tails are cool. Women loved the rat tail. Women loved rat tails and guys that could dance for sure. So I learned to dance at a young age. I would be in there with my radio, calling the DJ at the local radio station, trying to get him to play a song so I could learn to dance to it. Yeah. Back then, parachute pants and breaking, baby. If you could pop and lock and break, you were the man. You were the man. I can still pop and lock. I just can't break anymore because I'm afraid my hip will break. Couldn't ever dance, though. Dancing. Hey, the more you drink, the better dancer you are. But yeah, I go to weddings and my kids make me dance. I still love to shake a leg. Still love it. Like I said, I just can't shake it near as hard now because it'll break a hip. But I still love to dance. Dancing's fun. I get out and dance with the kids and granddaughter, the wife. I'm 6'5". My wife's like 5'1". So we look kind of funny dancing together. But she's a trooper. She is a trooper. So what other questions you got? Don't feel stupid dancing, Newport. Never feel stupid dancing. Watch other people. Get in between other people and just move. Just move. Just hear the music and let your body do whatever it wants to the music. That's all you got to do. There's no bad dancers, except for what's her name on Seinfeld, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. That would always tickle me. Just get out there and move side to side, side to side. That's it. Hey, the feet go, just feel the rhythm. Let the feet do what the feet want to do. You don't even have to move your arms if you don't want to. Just let the feet go. Let the feet go. I've always been more of a mosh pit guy, so dancing was never a big thing. Women love men that can dance. Love it. Love it. Since I was a kid, if I could dance, hey, Lord have mercy, you had your pick of the litter. Oh, I bet Hopper can move. What's up, Bossick? Yeah, I bet Hopper can move. He seems like he was an athlete. 5'10", 250. What's that? You lost me with that one, Doomsday. Chicken nuggets. I ate chicken pot pie for supper today. Does that count? I did eat chicken pot pie. Leftover chicken pot pie. But yeah, just dance. Don't matter who's watching. Never matters who's watching. Just dance. Even if you can't dance, women love it that you're man enough to get out there. Ain't that right, Wendy? They just love it when you dance. When you're just sitting over there being an old stick in the mud, that ain't no fun. Hey, Wendy will tell you, just go out there and stand on the dance floor and let the women dance around you. They like that just as well. 5'10", 250 pounds. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with us big boys. Like my wife always said, she'd rather be protected by a bear than a giraffe. So, hey, there's that. Dancing was huge a long time ago. A lot of things changed with stuff like this. Social media was a killer. As good as it is, social media was a killer. I saw somewhere the other day that the divorce rate was like 65%, and I blame a lot of it on social media. When me and my wife started dating, she lived in Florida after we graduated from school. She lived in Florida. I'd asked her to marry me, but back then telephone calls were stupid expensive. So I was staying at home with mom and dad until we got married, and I was only allowed to call her once a week. So the rest of the time I had to write letters. So when I finally got to see her, I usually tried to go visit her, drive down there like once every 2 months until we got married, more if I could. But when I got to go see her, we had a lot to talk about. It was like we hadn't seen each other, talked to each other in 2 months. So we had a lot to talk about. So I think that kept our relationship healthy and strong. Now, with cell phones and FaceTime and this, that, and the other, now you see them and talk to them constantly 24/7 a day. So hell, when you do see them, there's nothing to talk about. You've talked about it every day. So I think social media did not help in the breeding of strong relationships. If I had one thing I could just suggest to younger people that are dating, and somebody, my kids asked me one time how I knew that mom was the one, and I told them because when I wasn't with her, it hurt. It hurt my gut. It hurt my stomach. I missed her so much it physically hurt, and I knew I didn't want to be apart from her. today, I think with social media and everything we can do, that we lose that. And I would encourage you, if you're young or dating or whatever, lose social media, take a week off, talk to them once a week for a spell. And if they're the one, then you know it because you physically hurt from not being with them and not talking to them. I really miss, I'm the stinky one, basic. You're not stinky. I really miss back in the day, didn't have all the crazy shit on the internet and had it all. Oh, yeah, definitely. I know they let people stream. What's up, Xerxes' dad? Yeah, they do. I didn't use social media anyway. Waste time. It can be. Bert Stream. I'm doing it from my phone, so I guess it does come through in the Vert Stream. I'm sorry. I'm not a huge fan of Vert Streams because I love Bird Dog and I love to watch Bird Dog play, but I can't. My smart TV will not even stream his Vert Streams. It'll last for like 30 seconds and then it'll be like content not available. So I hate that. So, but to do it from my phone up here in the building, gas had lead in it. It is true. Got to set it for sideways stream will be better. I will set it for sideways stream. This is all new to me. I'm sorry. I could probably do it, but I'm dumber than dirt. Xerxes' dad, dude, he's only like 60. I know who Xerxes' dad is, Hoppa. I know. But yeah, so, you know, if you're younger in here, which most of us are probably older, and what thought on how gaming culture has changed. I was talking about that maybe to Hoppa last night. I think competition has hurt gaming. The top 250 grind, I think, has hurt gaming. Take that stuff away and just go back to playing with your clans and your friends and not having to grind the top 250 and hitting the Erie and this stuff. Don't reward those things. It is a great accomplishment. I admire the hell out of Brawlers for grinding iridescent and everything every year. I admire that more than anything. But that's not what a video game's about. A video game is fun. It's to take your mind off other shit. That's what it was. Like I said, when my buddy used to come over and play, it was just for us to have a good time for a couple hours before work. But both of us had to wake up the next day and go to work, which sucked. Take that stuff away. Take out the top 250 grind. I don't know that you take away ranked, but don't reward it. If people want to do it, let them do it because they want to, not because there's rewards available. Rewards encourage cheating, just like y'all were saying you didn't stuff the fish. But hell, I'm sure somebody does. I'm sure somebody does stuff fish only because they want to win that bad. To me, I love to win, like I said, and I hate to lose. But I'm not going to cheat to win. Never. It doesn't mean that much to me. My name means more to me than cheating. And I think that's another thing we've lost. I think we're an online community now. So just like me, if you didn't see my face, you would have no idea who I was. You wouldn't know if I was 15 or 100. And so there are no repercussions to me cheating at a video game or me cheating in life. Don't get me wrong, we all cheat at some point. We may not think about it, but you know, we pay the tax guy, get our taxes as low as we can. You know, he may do some strange stuff, but so we're cheating. We fly down the road not doing 55. We're cheating the speedometer. Definitely don't say I'm 15. Well, thank you, Newport. I don't feel 15 either. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely feel every one of my 59 years. But cheating's just, I don't know. I never understood it. I never understood it. You cheat yourself more than anything. If you have to gain something by cheating, what have you really gained? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, because you're still the same shit player, same shit player person. You're just cheating to make yourself better. You gain nothing. Getting better at something should give you a feeling of accomplishment. I sucked. You can ask Wendy. I was absolutely atrocious at Call of Duty. still am, but I'm less atrocious than I was. And the only way I got better was playing. And I feel a sense of accomplishment. Hoppa gives me shit for winning in customs, but I feel a sense of accomplishment because I know I had to work my ass off to get to where I could shoot people and shoot them halfway decent. And it makes you feel good. I hate that I'm kicking the shit out of Hoppa, but it makes me feel good. I can't lie. Let's see, it's the same as yesterday. Cheap engines. Watch out for those blast traps. Yeah, those blast traps suck. But can't win. Yeah, see, everything has cheaters. That's because, like I said, they've made everything a competition. And I think if they went away from the competitiveness of it and just made it, you can still have competitiveness. It just, yeah, winning casuals is awesome. Casual, yeah, I know CK, he's catching strings, but I love Hoppa. Don't ever kid yourself. You are 1v1 me. I'll 1v1 you, Wendy. I actually played, me and Hoppa played last night, I believe it was. Last night, and I'll have you to know I've got the multiplayer vibe back in me. I went, well, Hoppa, maybe 52-9 one game, and Hoppa was like, God damn, Grumpy, what are you doing? My shot's getting back. I haven't played a lot of BO6, I'll be fair with you. I grinded Nebula and it kind of burnt me out on playing. And it's Wendy's always playing in the morning. Wendy was always my go-to girl. She would be there at lunchtime, Wendy and Iceman, and we just played and played and played. And now I don't have that because Wendy plays early in the morning and she goes to work and I'm here and I don't get up. And yeah, it was fun last night. It was fun. But yeah, so I missed that and it's kind of broke me. I love playing with Hoppa. I love playing Resurgence, but I suck at it. We were playing last night. We played Resurgence, and my man went off on the lobby, like 20 kills. And I felt good about what I'd done in the lobby. And at the end of the game, I had 5 kills. 5 kills. We won, only because he fried the lobby. What's up, Adam? What's up? Ton of shit on there while sitting here. Yeah, if you ever want to play some multiplayer, I'm 100% down. I feel that, Nick. I see you on occasionally. Hey, we did win some games, but I'm pretty sure that was more because of you than me. I just stay alive. My man fries lobbies. I can't read a Resurgence map like he does. He does. If you want to get better, watch Hoppa, watch Brawlist. They understand it. I'm a 3-lane guy. They understand lanes. Brawlist is, Brawlist made the World Series of Warzone. He was a regional qualifier, and he played with some good players. Some people think he got held back, but Brawlist knows what's going on the whole damn map, and I'm just sitting there. I can't do that, and it amazes me. Speak of the devil.
What are you doing?
Miss Grumpy. She left. That was Miss Grumpy. She's the light of my life.
What are you doing?
Streaming. What are you doing?
Okay. All right.
She's up here looking at boxes. Shh. You got to start playing. I think I'll go back to PS5 and understand why I bitch about it. I will play it on the PC. We didn't ever say hello. Hey, she's all sweaty because she's been playing pickleball. Peace. I will be playing BO7 some on PC. What, baby?
The light's out.
What light?
The big light.
Over the garage? Okay. She got the internet on now. Oh, no. She came up here to tell me the big light over the garage is out. She said, hello, Dooms. She got the internet up. Sadly, I think I get better internet coverage up here on Wi-Fi than I do wired at the house. But she's a good one. She is a pretty good one. She is. I did all that. I pre-bought it, Newport, and did all the Ravenoff stuff to get the glow-in-the-dark Ravenoff guy. I know Rice, I am too, but it's so fun. I get on there and play with Hoppa and Wendy and Basic, and even when we can get Frank in there, it's so much fun. I have the best time, and I can deal with the cheaters when I'm having fun. And trust me, We see a lot of cheaters when Hoppa and me and Wendy and all of us basic play together. Oh, those are some lobbies. They are some lobbies. It's hard to tell if people are cheating or if we're just playing against Shotzi. It is but now last night me and Hoppa ran into one that was there was no doubt. Hoppa pushed the guy and Hoppa went down and I was like, I got this. And I slid the corner and hell, I was instantly down. And he just snapped back and forth with a sniper from Hoppa to me. Cameron, your job will come, buddy. Your job will come. You do those interviews like I told you, and the world is your oyster, buddy. You can have any job you want. Newport, all you have to do, son, is join us. We have a ball when we play. I think the servers are a big issue, Tough, and what they say, MW4, they're going to put it on new servers, and I hope that's the case. But until then, I love playing. I love playing. Video games are supposed to be fun. They are supposed to be fun. It's fun with the community. It's fun with all you guys. I have a good time doing it. I have a good time doing this. Hell, I ain't quit smiling the whole time. It's fun. I never thought it'd be this fun. I thought, hell, this is going to be work and make my belly upset from stress of having to talk to people. But y'all make it fun. Y'all make it worthwhile. Hopefully one of these days, my ultimate goal with this channel is making it a charity channel. And like people in need around here, anything I make off of it would go to help them. I'm lucky. I don't need the money. I worked all my life to have a little bit of money, but I would love to have a charity channel where, say I got paid $1,000 a month, I could find a family that needed it and help them out. We thought that was a stroke. Fortnite, Wendy got me into playing Fortnite and Hoppa did too. I love that. I enjoyed Fortnite. I like it. I like it. It's different. It's different. Third person shooter gives me it's hard for me. Me too, Grumpy, and I'll be 61 next. You got me, Doom. You got me by 2 years. Hey, we're vintage. We are vintage, Doom. 100% vintage. We could tell people a thing or two about life, just like our parents told us a thing or two about life. The things we've lived through and heard about, the world would be a better place if we could just tell them. But history repeats. History repeats. We just have to hope that we're still here to help these youngsters get through history. It is, it's funny thinking back. It is funny thinking back. And Doom, you can think about this being back in school. You know, everybody talks about global warming and this, that, and the other. You remember in science class when your science teacher told you that every year we get closer to the sun? I still remember that. My science teacher, and she was like, one day the sun will be so close to the earth that it's going to kill us all. And I fretted about that for years, even though she told us it would be millions of years before she happened. But it explains a lot. Got so much money in this. I spend money on COD. I'm terrible. But I also spend money on Fortnite. When I get on to play, I got to have the newest stuff. I do. I bought the Nike Kicks last time I was on. So that tells you how long it's been since I've been here. Here's to me thinking I'm old. I'm 39. You're getting there, Rice. You're getting there. Winters are a lot shorter. We don't have the snow here like we used to when I was a kid. So, everybody's trying to say that global warming's the new thing and, it came from hairspray and cars. And our teachers told us that 45 years ago, the sun is getting closer to the earth. Explains a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, but here we are acting like our teachers were big old dumbasses and didn't know what they were talking about. Makes you wonder who's right and who's wrong sometimes. Now I'm making this political. Science class was kind of weird. My science teacher was weird, but I still remember the things she taught me. Yeah, right, Cammy? What's on the wall? Basically, that is all my fishing shit. Let's see. It has got a thing where I can... I'll figure this shit out. Look, Basic, if you come here and visit me, we can go fishing. Look at all of it, Basic. This is what I spend my money on. That's what my wife was looking at when she came up here a little while ago. There are boxes So I got sick, had some health issues, and I bought a bunch of stuff before I got sick with my health issues. And I came up here the other day and actually took it out of boxes and put it in stuff. And look, here's the old DVD collection from when the kids were kids. District 9, Death Race, Spider-Man 3, The Incredibles. Some great ones there. Little Miss Sunshine, one of the funniest movies in the world. When my kids were small, that's what we did. My wife was from Florida. She was from Naples, Florida, so it was like 12 and a half hours to get to her house back in because speed limits were 55. And yeah, there are some good movies over there. I could open a bake shop, Doom. I do have a bake shop in here. War, oh yeah, I love War. There are some good ones. Wanted was really good. I still watch Wanted from time to time. But I used to have a big screen TV up here in the top, and it went out. It got hit by lightning, so now I just have a 32-incher that I bought the other day because I knew I was going to be up here streaming. You still started streaming a long time ago? Nah, tough. I worked. I couldn't stream, but I enjoyed watching. When COVID came, I worked at a place. I was a grants director for an organization. I worked at a place that employed 60 some odd people. And on a daily basis, I was one of the only 3 there during COVID. So yeah, so I watched a lot. I worked a lot, but I watched a lot. Oh man. If you only knew, Doom, how close you were there. How close you were. That's hilarious seeing there. One of these days I'll explain it to you. Oh, it's actually my last name, Doom. Actually, my last name. Do I go camping? I don't go camping. I used to camp when I was a kid. I hate camping. Can't stand it. I am a very personal potty guy. I like to be at home on my own throne. I can't. I'll hold it rather than doing it out in the outdoors. Newport, you'll have to, I subscribe to your channel, I think, Newport. If not, I will directly after doing this because I'd love to see IRL camping. Seriously, I literally can't stand IRL streams, but you're different. Well, thank you, Tough. I do appreciate it. And they won't all be IRL, but I think if y'all are going to be here, it's important for me to let you know who I was. If I had a camper Newport, I could see it. A glamper. There you go. Yeah, if he's got a bluebird, I will think highly of him. Bluebirds are the shit. I like those. Those RVs are nice. Yeah, me too. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I will go in there and literally bust veins in my head trying to get that over with as quickly as possible. What's up, Antonio? What Bags? What's up, Bags? I see you started a stream just a little while ago. I have no clue how to send people to you, or else I'd send them to you over after all this is done, but I'll figure it out. We need to go to Las Vegas. You know, I've never gambled a day in my life. I just bought a bucket seats now. I've seen those too. I've actually thought about buying one for my boat because, funny story, I fished with a guy, big old hulking guy, big Indian guy, you think Hoppa's beard is massive. This dude's beard is like, the hairs in his beard are like 12 inches long. Just big old burly man. And a dark-skinned Indian, cool as hell. Fished with him for a long time. Had dogs as finishers. They're adding the dogs, I think, Cammy, I think I saw. But anyway, we went fishing one day and we were running down the lake, just took off and running down the lake. He's like, man, I got to go. You got to pull over. You've got to pull over. So I pulled over and hit the bank, and their houses, it's pitch black dark, but there are houses up there. And he's like, man, I can't, you stop here. And so I stopped, pulled the boat up on the bank, and he goes running out of the boat. And the second you hear this noise, I'm like, what is that? And all of a sudden the light comes on one of the porches on the house. And all of a sudden I hear this noise and it's like, roar, roar. And I'm like, holy shit, he's going to get killed. So long story short, he comes back to the boat in a few minutes, and I was like, what the hell was that? And he was like, man, there were people out on that porch. So I was trying to sound like a bear so they wouldn't come down there while I was shitting. So, yeah, I appreciate it, Bags. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. I will be in your stream in just a little bit. 24 degrees out Sunday morning. Holy shit, Newport. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Bags, I don't know how you do it. I couldn't go when I was at school. Couldn't. After school, when we went to the locker room, I could let fly, but I can't. Look, I never won big or lost gambling. I always had fun. Yeah, don't do it unless you're willing to lose. For me, my money, I always treated my money like it was too hard to make to let somebody else win in the game of chance. I went came fishing in the woods once. You guessed it. Rice, I would always look for a tree that was laid over and sit over the tree. I can't stand it. Can't stand it. Hate it. I have Cap and Grumpy. I can't either. Yeah. But now they do have dude wipes. Dude wipes are the greatest thing in the world. They got dude wipes, which are basically like baby wipes for adults. And it has made it a little easier. On the lake, I can find places where there aren't people, but it's always that. I don't know. Well, I just can't stand it. Where does it has to be happening? Oh, definitely. Dude wipes are great, Newport. They're the greatest thing in the world. Gerald Swindle makes a fortune off dude wipes. A fortune. But yeah. But yeah, shoot, this is until they're cold. Yeah, that's for dang sure. You never had dude wipes, Tough? They are great. They are made for men and women. They are. They're just baby wipes for men, but they're biodegradable. So you can just leave them laying up on the bank and they just turn into nothing. They just evaporate with water. So yeah, you can throw that shit in the lake or whatever. You'll just see it breaking up. Dudette wipes. Yeah, dudette wipes. But so like I said, I just did this tonight from up here to see what Grumpy is all about, and so everybody could have a chance to hang out with Grumpy. But we'll do some more of it. You'll have to sit down and write some questions on paper for me. Every time I come home from that, I was always socks, socks. I would always carry extra socks with me because I knew eventually I'd have to. Yeah, I used socks. They were easier. Sleeves, no. I did get so drunk one time I came home naked. Still have no idea where my clothes are. No clue. That's been 40 years ago, and I still to this day have no idea where my clothes are. Y'all missed it, all you youngsters out there. When I was 18, I could buy liquor and alcohol. Yes, sir. So when I was 18, I could purchase it. So yeah, socks cost too much. You're buying the wrong kind of socks, TH. I do, but I have on what do I have on? I got on some really expensive socks today. What are they called? Boombas. Yes, I have on my Boombas. My wife buys me Boomba socks. They're really comfortable. Really kind. Tyrone Woody KO was the greatest promo for dude. That is true, Nick Dak. I've never not able to buy beer, folks. Well, when I turned 18 and I was in college, I could buy it, and they changed it. Newport, like a year after, like 1986 or 87, they changed it to where you had to be 21. But I'd been buying beer and liquor so much that they never ever carded me. Your watch bags get cooked. They're absolutely tough. Better than a leaf, yeah. Doomsday, never a leaf. Never a leaf. No, sir. Smoking age now is even 21. That is true. It is true. And you could go up to remember the I call them the cigarette slot machines. My God, anybody, you could send a newborn up there with, back then it was like 50 cents to get a pack of smokes. Nobody ever paid attention to that stuff. It just had that big yellow sign on it. You must be 18 to purchase. And nobody paid any attention to that. Nobody even paid any attention to the cigarette machines. Oh, like I said, Newport, we lived in a different time. We need to go back to those times. Nothing worse, Rice, than running your finger through it. Nothing worse. Oh, that is terrible to even think about. But my grandpa was country as country could be, and he taught me how to pick out leaves for stuff like that. He even taught me how to pick out leaves to make drinking cups out of so you could put them in the creek and drink water out of the creek. He always taught me to get high up in the creek too, so you didn't have to worry about what was washing down. 21 for alcohol, but 18 to join the military. I know, right? Tough. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And let's be honest, I've seen people that are 12 years old more mature than people that are 18 or 21. It's crazy, crazy. Age, it's just a number. It's just a number. Yeah, it's right, Doom. I do too. Doom, I remember going into the store when I was 6, 7, 8. My dad would send me in there with $1, and I would get Skull for my dad, chewing gum, and I would always be able to get a pack of baseball cards with the change, $1, and I could get all that. Nowadays, under 25 is mature. So, yeah, it's true. It is true. Maturity shouldn't be measured in age. It's crazy. I mean, I don't know a good measuring stick for it. I do, but I don't know how you'd measure for it. But like I said, maturity is a state of mind more so than a state of age. Because in ways, I'm still immature. I still play video games, and I'm almost 60 years old. I'm sitting here talking to y'all right now like you were sitting in front of me like a bunch of school kids. Does that make me mature or immature? I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes my language is a little immature. Inflation is a wonderful thing. Yeah, so my parents always promised me if they didn't have to pay for me to go to college, that they would take the money for college and buy me a car. So the day I signed my scholarship, my dad took me down to the local automobile place. Of all the things in this piss whole town, we had a car dealership, a Chevy dealership. This was 1985. My dad took me down to the car dealership, and they had a brand new 1985 Chevy Monte Carlo SS sitting on the lot. And he was like, "You like that?" Now, my God, I was a 17-year-old kid. Of course I liked that. Who wouldn't? And he was like, "Well, look at it. Let's, one day you'll be able to have something like that." And the salesman came out there and handed me a key and was like, "You want to start it up?" And I was like, "No, I really don't." And he was like, "Why not?" I was like, "If I start it up, I'll just fall in love with it." And he was like, "You might as well. It's yours." So they bought me that car, big old 4-barrel V8. At that time, gas was 70 cents a gallon, give or take. I had that car 6 months, and gas shot up to, that was the oil crisis in the 80s. Gas shot up to $1.50 a gallon. I had to sell that car and buy a little old rice burner Mazda 626. Basically, you do need to invest, Rice. I would encourage anybody that has the means, even if you don't think you have the means, find the means to invest. It's nobody, people do, but for the most part, we start out with just a little bit of money. But if you leave it alone, that little bit of money will turn into a significant amount of money. It's some hot dogs. I hate to hear that, Doom. That's bad. I grew up with my dad, and I wouldn't change it for the world. My dad's the best man I've ever met. The stories I can tell you about my dad and his generosity are just overwhelming. He's a good man, still a good man to me to this day. He always worries about me. My dad's 82 years old, and he'll call me on a daily basis, which I appreciate, or I'll call him. And he never fails to ask me if I'm okay money-wise. Never fails. And I'm like, "Dad, I'm 59 years old, buddy. I'm going to be all right. I promise you." But still to this day, he asked me if I'm all right with money. And I can't tell you what that means to me, because I know if I say, "Dad, I'm hurting," that he will give me the shirt off his back. But yeah, investing is important. Investing, that's what I told Rick. Nice to meet you, Rick. My name's Kevin. A racer car. They're awesome. They're awesome. I got 3 Subarus sitting in the garage right now. 3 Subarus. I had Toyotas forever. My dad still won't buy anything besides a Toyota. He loves it. My dad loves Toyota. I've got a Toyota Tundra. It's a big old V8, but still Japanese. They build some great cars. Some great cars. Can't lie. I've got 6 kids that I raised that are absolutely Newport. Kudos to you, buddy, for doing that. Kudos. Dad figures are important. Moms are important. Family's important. Family's important. Never had one. Never had one Warhawk, for sure. I want a 4Runner. New 4Runners are sharp. God, they are sharp. I'm trying to talk my daughter into buying one. She has a Subaru that her mom and I bought for her that we gave to her in 2019 or 2020. And the damn thing still only has 35,000 miles on it because she gets a company truck. How fair is that? Meanwhile, I've got one out there that my wife drives as a daily to work, and it's a 2020, and it's already got 108,000 miles on it. I keep telling my daughter, trade it or give it back. 4Runners are smooth. I like 4Runners, and the new ones are awesome. Definitely, Cammie. I was there. I watched your streams. I enjoyed them. Definitely. Just gonna have to hear that island voice because I love that. I love your accent, Cammie. Love it. So we'll just have to hear that. That's awesome, Dunes. I hate that you're raising them by yourself, but that's awesome that you give them some stability. That you can't overlook the importance of family. And that doesn't mean it has to be there every day and you have to give them everything you have, but just the I don't even know if it's a word, the solid foundation, because they'll learn from you and learn from you being there, and it'll only get better for the next generation and the next generation. Everything does work out. Everything always works out. You know, it's things happen, and you wonder, my God, how am I going to pay the bills this month? And things always have a way of working out. They do. They do. Good Lord takes care of you one way or the other. It may not always seem like it, but where there's a will, there's a way. It may mean having to go out and get a second job or whatever, but if it's important to you, you do it. You do whatever it takes for your family to be fed, clothed, housed, whatever it takes. Thing is, I don't know what game I'll stream. Cammie, I watched your streams with the car racing game. Can't remember what it's called now because I'm old and I forget things really. I like that. I really like that. I enjoy car racing games. I think they're cool. I used to love, like I said, playing Midnight Club Racing, Need for Speed, all those. GTA, got a daughter 22 and 2 grandkids. Wow. 22-year-old and 7. My kids are 35 and 30, so they're grown. You know, but they turned out good. I can't complain. My one daughter, she is a timber forester, resource manager or something. Basically, like she just got the other day, they gave her a 10,000 acre tract of land to divvy up, and they harvest the timber off of it at different times. So she plans out for like 5 years at a time based on all the properties that she does it for. My son is a commercial electrical bidder. Both of them, when they first took their jobs, I was like, my God, I'm going to be supporting them for the rest of their life. But they've done very well, very well. So always support your kids, always. At the time, you may not think it's the greatest idea in the world what they want, but life has a way of working out. I never would have imagined my kids would be in the position they are in the fields they chose in school. Never. I was trying to get them to be lawyers and engineers, and my daughter was like, I want to be a forester. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, she's going to wind up costing me millions. That's pretty cool, Rick. That is pretty cool. No, Newport, I guarantee you with a 2-year-old, it wouldn't be easy having a 9-to-5er, especially on your own. That is 32 years old. I race on iRace. That's pretty cool, Rick. That is pretty cool. I love watching racing games. I loved racing when I had the Monte Carlo for a little bit. I loved that because one of my buddies had an IROC Z, another one had a 300ZX turbo that sounded like an airplane when those turbos kicked in. And here they fold up the streets about 9 o'clock at night. So yeah, the streets were our playground. Forza was a cool game. Forza was a cool game. Yeah. Yeah. I just never played. Like I said, I got my fill with shooter games playing Halo, getting spat on by my son and his friends in Halo. And then when he went to college, we play Halo online a little bit, and then he got into Call of Duty, and I didn't really like it. I didn't start playing Call of Duty until Cold War, and then I really enjoyed it, but I was ass at it. I know I'm jealous of the daily driver, TH. I'm jealous of the daily driver. My daily driver right now is a 2015 Subaru Forester. It is a POS that has sent 2 kids through college, my daughter and my nephew. Yeah, the 300ZX was, with that twin turbo that was in it, that was a hard one to beat in the town of Bryson City, because if there was a curve, it could stick them. Do you have your motorcycle? No. Tough. I'm scared to drive a motorcycle. Scared. Yeah, no. Motorcycles scare me to death. Ooh, a Nissan 200 SX is awesome. Yes. I had a Fusion. The first year Fusions came out. I had the first Fusion that was sold at the car dealership closest to me. I ordered it with the spoiler package, front and rear spoiler package. It was a Ford Fusion Sport SE. Yeah, I loved that car. Loved that car. And I sold it to Boss, the guy I go to Alabama fish with. I sold it for his daughter for $1,500, and I think it had 80,000 miles on it. And I bought it. It was a 2011, and I sold it to him in 2023. So you can tell I don't drive a whole lot. 4-cylinder turbo. Yeah, those things were bad. They were bad. Enclave. I like the Enclaves. My first car was in. I just never got into it. I really liked Halo. I wish they'd come out with a cool Halo game. Let's be fair. If Halo ever had a battle royale that was worth a damn, Halo would still be around, and they would be the ones that would be the COD killer. They would be the COD killer. Tools. Next time I'll show you my garage full of tools that I can't use. I am the world's shittiest mechanic. The world's shittiest mechanic. I can't even change oil, but I've got an impressive. My grandfather owned a automobile gas station, and he left me all his tools when he passed away. And so I've got them sitting down there in I bought a big old tool, one of those big old snap-on cool toolboxes for them, and I couldn't even tell you what they are. I know screwdrivers and wrenches and pliers. I've got spark plug wrenches in there and all kinds of stuff, and they're really old snap-on and Sears and Roebuck, so I don't do anything with them because they were his. Honda Integra, the Acura Integra, those were bad. I liked that. My sister had one. Yeah, she got the nice car too. She didn't get a scholarship either. Well, she did, but then she quit running the year after. This siding brake this past weekend to finish my tools off. Nice. Damn, 2,000 horsepower. That's impressive. 7 foot tall. Mine's not that big, TH. I'll fix some cars with that. Basically, fix them on the daily. The daily. Remember the Eagle Talon? I do remember. There's still an Eagle Talon rolling around in my hometown. Still one. Still one. I wanted the Pontiac Fiero. I thought the Fiero was the bomb. That's what I wanted. A Pontiac Fiero. This poor chair has been in my family for 100 years. I'm liable to stick my hand down there and get bit by something. Eagle Talon would go under. Eagle Talons are cool. But I wanted the Pontiac Fiero. One of my buddies had one, and that's what I wanted. But my dad bought me the Monte Carlo SS instead. There you go. Y'all putting out some horsepower. Putting out some horsepower. But yeah, like I said, cars, I love cars, but if you ever ask me to work on your car, you are screwing up. I put brakes on an F-150 one time. Did my own brakes with the help of a friend. And I was pulling the boat and started smelling something, and one of the calipers had broke free, and it ate its way through my rim all the way to my tire, and the tire was spinning around, and the caliper was eating the tire up, and it ruined the rim. So that's my experience. I knew then that I wasn't a mechanic. Brakes are easy. Yes. Screw your new bore. It cost me a new tire and a new rim on an F-250. I have no idea why the caliper broke through. Probably because I'm a dumbass and didn't tighten it enough or something. But I even, so at the time I was working for the school system, and the old boy that helped me was working for the school system. And we took it to the bus garage to work on it, the school's bus garage. And I spilled brake fluid on the floor and it started eating up the paint on the floor. Oh, oh, basic. The Evo's cool though. The Evo is cool. I love the Evo. I always wanted an Evo too. Like I said, I'm a big car guy. I just can't work on them. Can't work on them. I will gladly pay somebody else to fix the trouble. Gladly. Well, not gladly, but I pay people to fix what I break because I break it. Brake fluid is nasty stuff. Hey, that stuff started bubbling. They had the floor painted gray, I guess, so they could make sure they cleaned it. And it just started bubbling that paint up. And my buddy was running around trying to get towels to clean that stuff up before it ate up too much of the floor. Lord, I'm no mechanic. Now, if you got a business model and a business plan, I'm your guy. If you need a grant wrote, I'm your guy. I've got a big brain, but it don't work so good with mechanics. My uncle, on the other hand, rebuilt an entire engine when he was 10 years old by a book. He is really smart with that stuff. You're not right there, toughest. Sounding like a lawnmower and blowing their doors off. You're not wrong there. Civics, they got huge big people building them out to street race with. Huge big. I don't know if it was because of the size of the engine compartment, they could fit more horsepower in there or not. I don't know, but I remember they got huge big. Yeah, TH, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong there. I've been pretty fortunate though. Most of my Subaru woes have been transaxles, and one was what do they call it, a CV joint, I think. So I've been pretty fortunate. I do take good care of my stuff, and let's be fair, it's not hard to take care of Subarus with their 4 cylinders. It's not like I can race them. Now my Tundra, I'll blow it out every time I get it on the road. I still want to laying around. Skylines were awesome. Mustangs were awesome. Civics are nice. Not near as popular as they were back in the 90s, 80s, though. They kind of, I don't know if they priced themselves out of the market. Never had gasket, TH. I've never had one single engine problem out of all the Subarus we've had, and I'm embarrassed to say 5. Never had an issue out of one of them. But like I said, they're daily drivers, so they don't get run too hard. But yeah. So I don't know. I want to get a new Tundra, but I hate the new Tundras. I don't know. My wife won't let me get a new truck anyway. I thought about getting a new F-150. New Tundras, I think, are just, I don't know. There's just something about them I don't like. So I'll keep the last year of the V8s. See what happens. Lord knows I can probably sell it in a few years for what I paid for it, because it ain't got but 48,000 miles on it. EJ5 and EJ6s. I don't know what years those were, tough. But like I said, the dailies at 2015. One of them's a 2019, one of them's a 2020, and one of them's a 2025. News or trash. I got a 2000. Kia built some good cars. People made fun of them, but Kia's built some good cars. My son's got what's that new big one, the Telluride? That thing's nice as hell. It's nicer than anything I've ever owned. There's a moth that's flying around here now. I guess he wants some camera time. Yeah, definitely. The WRX STI, now I would like to have one of those. We looked at one of those before we bought that Ascent. That's some hell of a difference there, because I always wanted a little racing car, but the wife even said we could buy it, but I just didn't. didn't. If I need a little racing car, I'll go get my dad's Audi. He don't drive it anymore. My dad still has a 1988 Jeep Cherokee that's got the Vortex V6 in it. What was it? It was the only year they put it in. I know it was the last year. It was 1988, that Vortex V6, and 88 got 200,000 miles on it and still strong as a bear. Get a vet. I tried to get into a vet not long ago, and it took me 30 minutes to crawl my ass out of it. I'm an old cripple up guy. Bad back, bad hips. Yeah, tough. I know. I'm just not sure how that. So where I live, it's 99% uphill, downhill. And some of the hills I had to pull to get to the lakes are long and high. And everybody's like, oh, the gas mileage is better and the gas mileage is better. Yeah, that's probably true until you kick in that turbo to get up them mountains. And then it's like just as bad, if not worse. And I like parts about them, but I hate the new front grille. I can't stand that new front grille. I'm not sure why they made that thing as big as the side of a house. Crazy, absolutely crazy how big that front grille is. I still look at them because, let's be fair, it's probably what I'll end up buying, and I'll probably just keep this other Tundra, but I just can't pull the trigger because of that front grille. Sleeve that shit up, put a big ass turbo up, and you'll be satisfied. I'm too old to do that anymore, Rick. My reflexes won't take racing anymore, but I do love to go fast. Wendy's still here. Love you, darling. That's true, just like that. See, the EcoBoost scares me. It scares me. The EcoBoost scares me. I don't know why all these companies started going to, hey, we're going to shut off the engine when you come to a complete stop. I may be stupid, but to me, that's the dumbest thing in the world. Your motor's constantly turning off and on, and hits on 4 cylinders sometimes, and then sometimes 8. To me, that would be a mechanical engineering nightmare. But what do I know? Let's go fast, same with engines. Basically, I'm telling you, that Telluride my kids got, holy cow. That things, but now they're into weird stuff because they had a Tesla too. Don't judge me based on what my kid drives. I call him my kid, my grown ass man. Yeah, he had a Tesla. And I'll be fair with you, to drive that thing every now and then was fun because you hit that gas and it was instant power. Instant power. You know, there was no smoking wheels and waiting for that 4-barrel to kick in like on that Monte Carlo. So it goes. It goes. And that Kia is pretty nice. It's got a big old like 14-inch screen to tell you everything. Yeah, and they are comfortable. That thing's huge. I really like it. I do. Wouldn't buy one. It's just not my style, but he's got like some blacked out edition that's pretty cool. I like it. I can't lie. I would have one, but just not my style. What's up, Callie? How's it going? Thanks for stopping by. We're just sitting here shooting the bull. So if you got questions or anything, let them fly. Yeah, Rick, it is pure power instantly. Pure power instantly. It is it's different. That braking system's wild as all get out too. When you take your foot off the gas, it starts braking for you and pulling back. It's wild. It took a while for me to get used to driving it. Hyundai, there's no bad cars anymore. I mean, when I was growing up, you still had cars that were entry level. Yugos. Newport probably remembers the Yugos. They were entry level cars, but my God, them things had run forever. Yeah, the biggest Kia dealership in the country. I used to detail for them. Nice. Yeah, had Yugos, the Ford Festivas, Chevy Chevettes. Those were all entry-level cars. And if you had one of those, you couldn't break it for your parents to have to buy another one. My first car was a 1977 Toyota Corolla station wagon. Now, that was a real lady killer. Boy, they were attracted to that piece of crap. Yeah, you guys are collected now. Yeah. They were cool cars. All the instrument panels were little old circle things on top of the dash and stuff. It was cool. It was neat as hell. My buddy had one. We would absolutely run the roads ragged in that thing, and you couldn't, for the life of you, tear it up. Cars are trash. They're money pits. Getting fat. Callie, if you're just getting fat, you got a ways to go, buddy. I've been there, done that. 5 Chevettes. Chevettes were unbreakable. Unbreakable. They were bulletproof. Bulletproof. Had the longest clutch in the world. The damn travel on their clutch was like 10 feet, but you could not tear one of them things up. You couldn't put a hot spot in that clutch to save your life. I'll never forget the travel. That's what I learned to drive a stick in, was a Chevette. I'm starting to grunt when I put my shoes on. Do like me, Callie, and don't lace your shoes up. Just leave them loose, and then you just slip your feet into them so you don't even have to bend over. You'll never know the difference. My God, TH, you must have had the best looking girlfriend in the world going over there. Flying high is the only way of life. So you say basic. I don't know. I don't know. I do have my edibles, though, that I eat every now and then. That's true, Wendy. Age makes it tough to put your shoes on. Like I said, I don't tie mine. Get you some ons, tuck them shoelaces up under the insides of them, and just slip your feet in there. Only 29. That's true. That is true. Well, there's still some Skechers. Skechers are the same way. They have those now that are built wider, so you can just slide them right on. Well, they do. They call them the slide-on Skechers. I've got some Skechers. I really love my shoes, though. Maybe next time I'll show you my tennis shoe closet. It's as bad as my fishing room here. Air Maxes were my go-tos until I got mad at not. Now I buy ons. What kind of cookie, Rory? That's important. My wife made brownies, and they're sugar-free brownies. That tells you how my life is. Skechers make a nice shoe now. They make a nice shoe. I'm not going to lie. You know, remember when it first came out, they were like, you could buy them in the dime store. Now you go get a new pair of Skechers and they're like $100. Air Force Ones, I've got some Air Force Ones. I've got an original pair of Air Jordans, the first pair ever made, still in a box, never wore. Yeah, those are worth some money. Never wore them. My dad bought me 2 pairs of them, and I put one up to wear later. We did have Payless shoes, yes. Walmart's got some decent shoes. Hey, they got the Shacks, baby. They got some good work boots, that's for sure. Walmart has some good work boots. Here they do. What size shoes do I have? These are 13s, TH. The Air Jordans are 13s. I wear a 14 now. Yeah, but these are the originals. The very first pair of the red, white, and black ones. I looked for some retros, but for like size 14 retro Jordans, they wanted like $400. I don't remember what number they were. They had like the mesh sides. They were low tops, and they had like the mesh sides that laced into your shoelaces, and they were like Carolina blue. I wanted some of those because I really liked those when I had them, and those wore out. But they were like $400, and I was like, no way. I love Nikes. Heels on Nikes, my footwear. That would be awesome. You can send them to people, and they will make whatever you want to out of Air Force Ones, whatever. People have golf shoes now, baseball cleats. They send them to these people, and they make them into baseball cleats. It's amazing. Oh, definitely, TH. Definitely. Yeah, my son tries to get me to sell them all the time because, like, I guess he thinks I'm going to give him the money. I had Nike indoor soccer shoes. Yeah, soccer shoes are comfortable. They're comfortable. But my old man feet anymore won't take the lack of insole on them. I had to have a big high arch because they hurt my feet if I don't. So the flat soccer shoes kill me now. But they were soccer shoes and wrestling shoes or wrestling boots, whatever you want to call them. I always thought they were cool as hell. Flip down the sides on them wrestling boots, they were cool as hell. Chucks. I grew up playing in Chucks. I don't miss Chucks. I don't miss them. That was like, when I was a kid, that was like the only basketball shoe available. I remember my first pair of Nikes were the Bobos. Had like the 4-inch rubber toe, and they were all mesh and came up to about mid-calf length. When you'd have to buy new shoelaces for them, you had to get like 80-inch shoelaces because they were so damn tall. But then they came out with Nike Legends. Nike Legends, oh my God. And they had like the gum sole on them. Oh, those were the best. I played in those for years and years. But Chucks, I can't do Chucks anymore. I cut my teeth on Chucks and I'll never go back. Never. Those were the most uncomfortable shoes, but when you were a kid, you didn't know any better. Remember when your shoes made you faster? Nobody ever tells me anymore when I get new shoes how fast I look. That's kind of disappointing. Remember you had the Doomsday, remember? You had the new shoes and your jeans were crisp as hell. So when you walked, they went like, and it was like aerodynamic. And they made you so fast. Nobody tells me how fast I am anymore in my new shoes, and I hate that. They did make you jump higher. Feet that feel good fly. Remember Fila? Feet that feel good fly. PS Flyers. PS Flyers were awesome. It's got to be the shoes, money. You know it. I still have a t-shirt with Spike Lee and Michael Jordan with that saying on it. It's got to be the shoes. I never threw it out. I'm a hoarder, I guess. But yeah, nobody, you used to go to the playground when you got new shoes and you would challenge everybody to a race because you were going to be the fastest one in those new shoes. Right up until somebody else got new shoes, you were the fastest one. Oh, I miss those days. Now it's like orthopedic shoes to go along with my cane. Oh, but anyway, it has been super fun hanging out. I love y'all and thank you all 100% for being here. Iceman TH, Callie, Tape It, Rick, Wendy, my God, Doomsday, all of y'all, I can't remember. Hoppa, it has been a blast. No gaming, Callie, no gaming. I will game with Hoppa this week, sometime later in the week. Hopefully he'll have me. Tonight was just a, hey, shoot the shit with Grumpy night. Everybody needed to know what I look like. I'm old, ugly, wear glasses, got really poor grown in facial hair. My wedding ring, that would kill me. I have not took my wedding ring off since the day I got married. I lost it one time out here raking leaves and thought I was going to die. But I do appreciate it. Iceman, thank you for hanging out. Rory, thank you for hanging out. It has been a ball. I can't thank y'all enough for being here. Can't thank Happa enough for getting me started on this path. Never going to make multi-millions for that, but it's not for that. It's for y'all. For y'all. It is Wendy. Love you. You know it. And, yeah, Rick, it's been awesome. Cammy, appreciate it. I'm going to go down there and chase my wife around to no avail. What's it going to get me? Probably one of them damn sugar-free brownies and a glass of milk. That's about it. TH, thanks for hanging out. Bosick, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to be in Discord a little while. Nick Nack, thanks for hanging out. I'll be in Discord a little while. So if you're around Discord, come hang out. But to all, good night and peace. And I love you.